Alright, so this is the beginning of the van build, the camper van build. I have taken the seats out of the vehicle, and now I'm going to start pulling some of these panels off to see what is under here, in order to try to get as much space as possible, but trying to keep as much of this trim in the vehicle as possible at the same time. So what I'm going to attempt to do is to try to take this panel off and see what's behind it. On this side, the bed is going to be over here, so it's going to be a bed here and some storage compartments right behind the driver's seat. That's where the TV is going to be hung as well. On this other side over here is where the storage, closet, food storage, galley, and things like that are going to be. But step one is to get this panel off and see what's behind it. So let's give it a go. Alright, so you take some sort of prying device and you get behind here and you just start pulling it out, and it just has these little clips here that fit into these little dills here, and it pulls right off. So this whole thing right here, from here down, is all one piece, and then if we come over here, there's a seam here, and it looks like that is going to be where it ends, hopefully. Hopefully I can just pull out this area here. Alright, so there's just a few screws here that I'm going to pop out and see how much that releases this unit. Okay, so the seat belt's attached right here. This thing's coming out, but I have to pull the seat belt. There's also this little door right here that was covering up where the jack is. I'm going to go ahead and pull the jack out. Here's the jack. So these seat belts are held on by a 13th, 16th. This one has a bolt. This other one was a nut. Just remove the seat belts. Remove the screws. Phillips had screws there. And I'm trying to get it dislodged from the back here. It's got these little clips that clip into here, and it should just pop off. Alright, 3 more screws in there. Okay. Probably just going to get this thing off and then find out I don't want to take it off. Kind of have to be careful because I don't want to break it. I do kind of want to get these seat belts out of here though. And I hope they don't set off some kind of error every time I turn the vehicle on. If I do remove the seat belts, which I'm definitely going to try. I got this cigarette power supply thing here. You get it unplugged and remove it, and this thing will come out. There it goes. Alright, so this is the with that panel removed. Obviously the wheel well here, but I don't know what I'm going to do here. Probably just going to put the panel back on, but at least I got the seat belts out of the way, so I'll just tuck the seat belts into the behind this panel, and at least they'll be out of the way. But it looks like there's not a whole lot to work with back here. There's this, I guess that's the gas fill right there, and the wheel well and the gas fill. So it's really oddly shaped. So nothing really to work with too much back here, so I'm probably just going to put the panel back on, but like I said, at least I got the seat belts out of the way. So that's a bonus. Alright, so I took the seat belt here and I just kind of wound it up and stuck it back in this open area. I took it and zip tied it, used a few zip ties and kind of zip tied it tight. Got it stuck down here. I don't think it's going to move around too much. I just hope it doesn't vibrate and drive me crazy like driving down the road, you know. And then I took the other seat belt over here and did much the same thing. I just wound it up, zip tied it. It's going to sit down on the bottom there. It'll be behind that trim panel, so you won't even see it. So I'm going to put that trim panel back on. At least I hope I am. Pop it back in place first. Trying to get this back to the outside. It's like behind it. I gotta get it back out. Slowly working it down. Alright, so what have I learned by taking this off and then having to put it right back on? Well, first I got rid of the seat belts, so they're out of the way. Second, I learned that there's really nothing behind this that can be too useful to me anyway. And also, I've learned that there are some really nice brackets here, so where the seat belts were attached to the vehicle, I can use that as tie-down points for the structure that I'm going to build inside of this inside of the van. Because I want to be able to make this modular, so I can unbolt it and remove everything from the vehicle. But I'd also like, when it's inside the van, I would like it to be nice and safe and stable. And I think if I can figure out how to tie down to these seat belt brackets, then these seat belt bolts, the bolts that bolt right into the frame of the vehicle, then that'll keep this everything in here nice and stable. That way, if I have a wreck, get into a front end collision, all that stuff is going to come rushing towards the front seat and the passenger seat, and that would be very unsafe for me. So if I have it nice and bolted and tied down nice and attached to the vehicle very securely, then that would be a lot more safe environment for me to to be driving around in. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.